So I had to make this video. Um, I had to make this video because, first of all, my heart goes out to the man who is being held in the El Salvadorian prison. It sounds completely horrible. So I am definitely praying for your family. But I want to address like the blatant hypocrisy that caused the Democratic Party to lose. And that is people acting like this ain't happening every day to black people. This is happening every day to black people. And there's no press conference about it. Nobody even wants to call it a violation of their constitutional rights unless they have a law degree. That is how insane it is for you all to act like this is not happening every single day to black people. And I want to be clear about something. I am a voter. I believe in voting, but the choices that we have had as voters is why we have a convicted felon, rapist, whatever you want to call him, in the White House right now. Because the level of hypocrisy that you have to hold a press conference for a man who's been kidnapped from his family, falsely accused of a crime, and now he's doing time in prison, a very dangerous prison. Like that shit ain't happening every day to black people. Every day. It is the Democrats who run my city. It is Democrats who are refusing to give my son due process. Those aren't Republicans. They're not wicked old white men. They are black people in a black run city. And you all act like you don't know that when I know you do. The level of insanity, the level of insanity that I am seeing right now, where you have this whole family surrounding their senator with concern and care and compassion. And this happens every day to black people. And they won't put us on the news. They won't act like it matters unless we're connected. Unless we know people who are gonna talk bad about them, or these people have a personal vendetta behind the scenes, so they gonna put you on to make this person they hate look bad. It is some real political lowdown bullshit. This is happening every day to black people. And you know, the ones they love is the children. They love to grab these kids and accuse them of something heinous, and then they offer them years in prison to scare the shit out of these kids. It happens every single day in this country. My heart deeply goes out to kids who don't have anybody, don't have any support, because if they ever get in that situation, there's nobody there with them, they actually might believe that these people have more power than they do. When I tell you it is a disgusting display of inhumanity to see you all act like you care about a person's due process rights, while every single day black people are being sent to prison for things they did not do. Every single day. My son is being held in a jail that keeps people in jail waiting for trial 3 and 4 years, 5 years. Every day. How would you feel? How would you feel if that was somebody you love? So the idea that we are actually living at a time where people are going to get on the news and pretend they give a damn about people's constitutional rights When the whole time you got black people here being subjected to those exact things, kidnapping, extortion. I could go on. This is not about me putting my personal feelings out there in some type of rant because of what's happened to my family. It ain't just my family. It's not just my family. Thousands and thousands and thousands of black people are going through this right now. Who gives a damn? Nobody. I called the Innocence Project about my son's situation. I called the NAACP. I called the governor, the Secretary of State, the FBI. I have called all the people you're supposed to call when you're smart. I have called all those people, and none of them could care less. None of them could care less. But it happens to certain people. Now, when it happens to certain people, we're going to pretend the United States would never put people in prison and violate their due process rights. The fuck you say? Really? Do tell. When did the United States stop acting like that mattered? When? Was it 5 seconds ago? Like, we are literally experiencing this on a regular basis, and this is why people hate the Democrats. This is why we hate the Democrats, because you all pretend to care, but you pick and you choose. You pick and you choose based on who is going to get you the most votes at the time. And I'm not putting myself out of it either, because I have voted for you all and I voted for whoever I wanted to vote for, because I feel like I almost have no choice. Because only crazy people vote religiously. Crazy people are voting all over the place. If I don't get in there, this whole thing would be crazy. If we are really trusting that it's just going to work itself out, we're going to continue to let crazy people vote. Do you see what that has led to? Non voters? Do you see? This is a level of bad. This is a level of bad that you all don't want to acknowledge that you got played your damn self into. You don't want to acknowledge that Trump played y'all and he played y'all like a fiddle, because y'all love lies. Y'all love liars. And you live in a lie every time you don't stand up for black people who are being brutalized, oppressed, and having our constitutional rights violated all over the place. You are complicit, bruh. You're complicit. You are a part of it, because you allow crazy people to run it. You're a part of it. I don't want anybody to think that my heart does not go out to the people who are going through what is a fucking nightmare. And they completely jumped over jail and went to prison, which is insane. But this has got to be insane to get our attention. It's got to be insane, because some of y'all really don't wake up. You really don't get it. You really don't understand that we have power that we're not exercising. We have power that we're not utilizing, because we've been told it's not enough, or we don't really matter like that. And I'm telling you, that is a bald-faced lie. It is a bald-faced lie. For every person who hears my voice, please tell your family member's story if you are going through this. If there's people out there that's been arrested for some stuff you didn't do and you wind up doing even a day in jail, even a day in jail, please Share your experience and share this video. They don't care about us, but we can care about us. We can look out for each other. I'm sorry. I'm choked up about this whole situation because, as I've stated before, I'm going through this with a family member of mine, my son. And what I have found has been so appalling. And it's so accepted. It's like, oh, it happened to such and such. Oh my God. And then when it happens to a black person, it's like, well, that just happens to black people now, doesn't it? Of course it does. Because they test it out on us and then they use it on you. They perfect it on us, attempting to break us down, and then they turn around and use it on y'all. But the difficulty for them is you cannot break down the original people. We are the original people of this planet. We're not going anywhere. We've been here for thousands of years. Like the Chinese prime minister said when Trump did his trade thing, we 5,000 years old, but we ain't going nowhere. Well, we are a little bit senior of that. The black race isn't going anywhere. The Africans and children of Africa, we're not going anywhere. We're smart. We most of us that are really smart don't eat your damn food. We're not drinking your damn water. We're not living your lifestyle. And so we're going to be here quite a while. We're going to outlast quite a few people. And so, my God, please share your story if you are going through this in your family. If this has been something that you have encountered and you know what I'm talking about, share your story. We can care about each other. We can care about each other. We can share information and build something together. We don't need nobody's permission. And the whole idea that we have a situation that is tragic over here, and then every single day this happens to black people, the whole idea that we have allowed it to be normalized is what we have to address. We've allowed it to become normal, and that's where the problem is. think about how think about how difficult it is to do something by yourself versus how easy it can be if you have thousands of people going through the same thing saying enough. I'm going to make these phone calls. I'm going to show up when I need to show up. I am going to prove to them that I care about the law, and I care about it when it's happening, when it's being broke on somebody else as well as if it happened to me. I care about the law. I stand behind the law. It is not difficult for us to do things like this in numbers when we do it together. And that is the power that we have now when we share our voice, when we share our stories. We're able to connect in the deepest way and help each other in the most profound ways. To see the media do this, we can make all our stories like this go viral. All of them. By sharing these things among ourselves and making sure the word gets out. It's so many people going through this, but they're ashamed and they're embarrassed. There were so many people who didn't agree with me coming out about my son's story, and that's okay. I didn't agree with me. I didn't want it. But God told me that's what I was supposed to do. That's what I was meant to do. And so I did, and I am. I've been to jail my damn self. It's not like the world is gonna come to an end if you go to jail. You still gonna be happy. You still gonna have everything you need. You still gonna be beautiful, blessed, lovely, wonderful as always. None of that will change. My whole idea of even pursuing this at all is to is to keep people in a state of awareness about how powerful they are and how powerful you can be when you share your story and connect together, when you join together. They have literally decided they don't care what happened to black people. They do not care. Unless they want to put a certain agenda out there or they want to show a certain thing a certain way, they could care less about what happens to black people. And that is a fact. And we are not fooled. We are very aware of this. But they figure out a way to get people like me to vote for them every time. With our noses held begrudgingly, spitefully, because the other side is so insane. This is what we were talking about. This is exactly what we were talking about. This is what some of y'all just did not understand. Y'all just, it was a level, again, insanity. It was a level of insanity to see how many of y'all actually fell for the okie doke. It was crazy. Crazy. But here we are. Here we are. This is why folks like me ran out and voted for Kamala Harris. This is why. And I understood that it was other things that mattered to some of y'all. I understand that Palestine is important. I understand that. But you got to clean your own house first. Clean your own house first. If it's not all right to do it to a Palestinian child, it shouldn't be all right to do to an African American child. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be normal. It shouldn't be okay. It shouldn't be something that we just gonna let black people handle. It should not be. It should not be this level of nonchalance about how black people are treated in this country when half of y'all say y'all Christians. Half of y'all literally believe y'all worship Christ. When if you look at who Christ was, you do not act like that. No children he would claim. No children he would claim on any day. And I didn't say it, he said it. If you read your Bible, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to quote scriptures for the benefit of people who really don't care about scripture. And we all know that. So I will just conclude by saying, I'm not anti anything. I'm not anti anything. I'm pro truth. And the truth is, what is happening to that man is a tragedy. What is happening to my son is a tragedy. And what is happening to thousands of other black people in this country is a tragedy. It is a tragedy that we have allowed to become normal. And when we say no, it's abnormal and we gonna do something about it, and that means people in their places, people in their job need to do their job or get removed or primary or whatever. I have to say this one more thing. The march, the hands off march. I have to say I set out the hands out march because I set out all marches. Because that is not how you change things, in my opinion, and from my research. From my research, if you look at Dr. King's speech on the lawn in Washington, D.C. in the late mid 60s, you will see him giving the same speeches they give today. The same ones. Black people in education, economics, housing, blah, blah. It is the same speech. How are we fooled by that? How are we fooled into getting out here and doing the things that we do when we march when the biggest reality in this country is money? If you don't have the discipline to boycott, you need to do very creative things like we're doing now with our money. But there's something even more creative and powerful than that I will have to talk about some other time, because that is not this right now. This is a battle cry. A battle cry. Every mother, father, sister, brother, child whose loved one is being held without due process or has been sent to prison in violation of their rights to due process, share this video and make your own. Come out of the closet. Don't let them shame you in that closet. Get up out of that closet. Get out of that closet. Tell the truth. Tell the truth about what is happening in the Black community. Tell the truth. And not from a place of begging. Because I'm not begging nobody for nothing. I want you to understand that my son matters just like everybody falsely accused in their child matter. And if you did do something and you are in there for something that you did do, please, man, I want to make sure I say this. If you did do something and you are in there for something that you did do, that doesn't mean nobody get the right to treat you like a worm, a dog, a piece of meat, or to devalue you and debase you like you're not a human being. You're still a human being. You're still a human being. You can change like any other human being. You make mistakes like any other human being. That does not mean people need to humiliate you, disrespect you, treat you like you less than it. No. No. Like this country has been, we have been brainwashed so heavily to think that, oh, if somebody goes to jail, that means, our bets are off. Anything can happen in jail. Really? Would you like for anything to happen in jail if you had to go? Shouldn't the baseline be we're going to treat criminals the way we want our loved one to be treated if they were considered a criminal? Your loved ones aren't called criminals. They're called, you know, um, chemical dependent. They're called, um, they're called people who are having mental disorders. Our children, our loved ones can simply make a mistake. They can make a mistake. Or they can be in the wrong place at the wrong time and they're not educated enough to make sure that they understand what's really happening, that they understand what's really going on. Like they're literally put into situations that would terrify other young people. And they're put in those situations because it's acceptable to do that to Black people. And I'm saying it's not. I'm saying it's not. And for everyone who also believes that it's not, please share it. Please share your experience and share this video. Thank you so much. I don't know who's going to hear this or who is going to be touched by this. I just know my intention with this is to not compare things that don't matter or things that don't match. The kidnapping, the violation of that El Salvadoran man's rights is the same as the rights that are being violated every day by Black people here. And I don't want nobody to ignore that or downplay it. Be aware that because you don't vote or because you vote for crazy people, we get these kind of results consistently. It would be great if we had better people to vote from, and I hope that that becomes a reality one day, because that's the only way. You can only get people who have integrity and stand for something in there to eliminate these type of situations. But if we believe that's not possible, it won't be. If we believe we're capable of changing it, we can change it, and we can change it from the inside by replacing these people who are in power, period. All right, thank you all. Have a good one.